we can take a look at popular English slang. So we're going to look at some phrases and words that are popular now in America and on the internet. And the thing about slang is that they are words that are popular for a short time, but then they go away, usually. So a word that might have been popular 5 years ago, people don't really use it now. And so it makes it a little bit difficult to learn English, but it makes it always interesting. There's always something new to learn and new ways to say different things. So let's look at a few of these words. Our first word is vibe. Now, this word has been around for a very long time. I think people started using vibe in the 1960s. But recently, in the past maybe 5 years or 10 years, it has become very popular. People use this word all the time. I was listening to a podcast a few days ago, and they said the word vibe maybe 10 times in 1 hour. They said the word vibe about 10 times. What the heck? Why? Okay, that's because this word is really useful. Vibe comes from vibrations. Vibration means really small, fast shaking. So if there's an earthquake, there might be vibration or something. But we use this meaning like some energy. So you can think about like, okay, a person, their body maybe is vibrating just because they're alive, right? Or if you're listening to music, the guitar will vibrate. Music is vibrations in the air, okay? So because of these ideas, the word vibe has a few different meanings, okay? The first one, vibe can be a noun. Vibe can mean a feeling or energy coming from someone or something. So if every person has a vibe, meaning that they have a kind of energy, maybe a good vibe or a bad vibe. And so my sentence here is, I have a busy day at work today. Please send me good vibes. So maybe I have a lot of work to do. I want you to take the energy and the feelings in your body and send them to me, okay? So it's the energy coming from you, and maybe it can help me, okay? So that's one way to use vibe. Like this thing has a really good vibe. That person gives me vibes, okay? Like you could use this for a song. Like, oh, this song has a really good vibe. It's the feeling you get from that song. Or, I really like the vibe of that movie. So what is the feeling of the movie? Oh, it's a really happy movie. I really like that vibe. Okay? So it's this feeling you get from someone or something. And if someone's sick, you might say, oh, I'm sending you good vibes. Meaning you think about them and you want to send good energy to them. Okay? This is a really common way to use it. Another way to use vibe is to talk about the atmosphere at a place. The feeling inside of a place. Like if you're at a restaurant, this restaurant has a very nice vibe. Meaning the room, it has a feeling and it makes you feel good. Usually we use vibe in a good way. So good vibes. Okay? So here's a nice picture of a beach. And I might say, we went to the beach yesterday. The vibe was really chill. Chill is like relaxed. And so what does this mean? The vibe was really chill. The atmosphere, the feeling of that place was really relaxing and really chill. Okay? So this is a good word to know. So as a noun, it's either the feelings you get from someone or something. Oh, that person gives me good vibes. Or if you don't really like someone or they're not very nice, ooh, that guy has bad vibes. Okay? So usually it's good, but it can be bad. And then atmosphere. Oh, the vibe in this restaurant is so nice. It's like it's a little bit dark. The lights are really pretty. I love the vibe. Okay? Now, vibe can also be a verb. Okay? So before we used vibe as a noun. I love the vibe. He has good vibes. Vibe can also be a verb. It's something you do. It's a little bit less common, but you can use it. So vibe could mean enjoy. If you really like something, you can say vibe with that. So you're at a party and the music is really good. It might be relaxing. It makes you feel good. Wow, I'm really vibing with this music. You have good taste. So this is what you could say to the host of the place. Okay? So usually this is used for music or maybe a show or a book, or you could say the atmosphere too. You're vibing with something. Okay? You're watching a TV series. Oh, I'm really vibing with this TV series. The idea is that there are vibrations. The TV series is going like this. That's their good vibe. If you're vibing in the same way, that means you're vibing with it. That means you match. You like it and it's good for you. Does that make sense? It's kind of funny, but imagine the sound has this kind of vibe. Boom, 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 boom. And you feel the same way. So you vibe with it. Okay? Now, vibe can also mean hang out. It's sort of like enjoy, but you're hanging out. You could say vibe with a person. Like, let's relax together. We don't need to do anything. We can just spend time and share a good feeling together, a good energy. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could just be like, I have good feelings. You have good feelings. I like you. Let's just relax in this room and chat. Okay? Now, this picture is from a song called Talk is Overrated. I really like this song. And so the lyrics say, talk is overrated. Let's just vibe. So he and somebody else, they're together. Talk is overrated. We could have a conversation, but we don't need to. Overrated means everyone thinks it's great, but maybe it's not that great. So talk is overrated, meaning we don't need to talk. Everyone thinks we need to, but whatever, who cares? Let's just vibe. That means let's just relax, let's just chill out, and we can have a quiet, relaxing time together. Okay? So this is a really nice song. I really like it. Talk is Overrated by Jeremy Zucker. I think I've told you about him before. Okay. Our next word is a word I'm not very familiar with. I don't use this, but my sister uses this and she sees it on TV all the time. So I talked to her and she kind of helped me know how to use it because maybe I'm Choogy. So this is a weird looking word, but we say Choogy. In the middle, it sounds like O-O, ooh, Choogy. So Choogy is when something is out of style, meaning it's kind of a little bit old-fashioned, but in a bad way. So it's old, out of style. It's too old. Or maybe it's lame. Lame means it's not cool. Or corny. Corny is when someone's trying to be cool, but they're failing. Okay? So corny is just like trying too hard to be cool. So choogy might be someone is dressing or doing something that was cool 10 years ago, but now it's not cool anymore. Like sometimes it might be someone my age. I'm in my 30s. If I try to be cool like I'm 22, people will say, hey, Kyle, you're being choogy. Okay? Kind of like this guy. This guy is a comedian, or he's an actor. And he's an old guy, but he has a skateboard, a baseball cap, and he's being pretty choogy. He's trying to be cool, right? But the young guy is like, what are you doing? That's too choogy. Okay. So this could be about fashion that's too old. So how could we use this? I am Gen Y, which is a millennial, Generation Y. I was born in the 1980s, so I'm Gen Y, or a millennial. People younger than me, like who are in their 20s, they are called Gen Z. Okay? So I'm Gen Y, younger people are Gen Z. So my Gen Z cousin told me that I shouldn't wear skinny jeans anymore. She says they're choogy. So maybe I have some jeans that are kind of skinny. They're a little bit tight. So skinny jeans are tight jeans. So my cousin, who's younger than me, like 10 years younger than me, said, I shouldn't wear skinny jeans anymore. They're choogy. So maybe I think they still look okay, but it's like, oh no, only old people who are trying too hard to be cool would wear skinny jeans. You should wear something new, better fashion, okay? Now you can use choogy about words too. If you use slang that's too old, that might be kind of choogy. So don't say things are swag. That's so choogy. So maybe probably 10 years ago, a lot of people were saying, oh, wow, that shirt is so swag. But no one says it anymore. If you say words that are too old and not cool anymore, it's choogy. Okay? So do you do anything that's choogy? I think I probably do a lot of things that are choogy. Like, trying too hard to be cool or trying to be young. Well, I put some videos on TikTok. That's pretty choogy. I'm too old for TikTok, I think, right? So Kyle is very choogy sometimes. Okay. Our next word is sus. S-U-S. Yo, man, that's sus. This is a really common word with young people. Kids who are in school, like I think middle school and high school kids in America call everything sus. What is sus? Sus is short for suspicious or suspect. Suspicious means someone is up to no good. Maybe they're doing something bad. Or questionable, meaning that it's not quite right. You have questions. What is going on here? It could also mean that someone is dishonest. They're not telling you the truth. Honest means they're telling the truth. Dishonest means they're lying. Or it means that someone can't be trusted. So, that guy's pretty sus. Okay? So this word is short for suspicious. Suspicious means all of these things. Like you see someone and they look like they're doing something bad. Wow, that guy's suspicious. He's very sus. Okay? It also comes from the word suspect. If the police think someone did a bad thing, they see a guy, the police say, that person might have stolen money. That means that person is a suspect. We think he is a criminal. Okay? And the word suspect and sus became popular in a game called Among Us. In Among Us, there are a bunch of players, and one player is a bad guy. And so you have to find the suspect who is breaking everything and killing people. And so people who played this game started to use the word sus. And Among Us was super popular in America. So tons and tons of kids started to say, that's sus. Okay? So here's an example. You could talk about someone that you work with at the office. Tom has been acting sus. He called in sick, but he posted an Instagram story saying, "Awesome night last night." So why is this sus? He called work and said, "Oh, sorry guys, I feel sick. I have to stay home." But you check Instagram and he has an Instagram story saying, "Wow, awesome night last night." So is he really sick or did he just go to a big party? Well, he's being kind of sus, right? He's questionable. You're not sure if he's telling the truth. Maybe he's being dishonest and he might be up to no good. You're going partying when you should be at work, right? That's pretty sus. Okay, now a ridiculous example. Your friend says to you, "Yesterday, my girlfriend had a big red circle on her neck. She says she had an allergic reaction to something." Oh my gosh. So she has a big red circle on her neck and it looks like a strawberry. Interesting. She says she had an allergic reaction to something. An allergic reaction means you eat some food and it makes you uncomfortable. Do you believe the story? And the friend says, "Dude, that's super sus. She has a big red circle on her neck. That's super sus." Meaning it's, I don't know, that's really questionable. I don't believe that story. That she can't be trusted. You have to be very careful, right? So be careful about that. She has a big red circle. That's very sus, right? Okay. So this word is super popular with young people in the US. You'll probably see it if you use social media like TikTok, Instagram, or Reddit, like we talked about before. If you read the comments in Reddit, you might see the word sus. Okay. What's another one? Living rent-free is another interesting one. So living rent-free, what does that actually mean? Well, rent is money you pay for your apartment or your house, right? And so if someone's living rent-free, that means they're not paying rent. Okay, now what is this talking about? This means someone is living rent-free in your head, meaning you're thinking about them all the time. You can't stop thinking about something or someone. You're obsessed with something. And usually, or often, this is often hating someone who doesn't even think about you. So you're thinking about someone or something all the time, but that person or that thing doesn't care about you. So they're living in your head all the time, but they're not paying you any attention. They don't care about you. So maybe you hate somebody, but that person doesn't even know who you are. This is pretty common, right? You're worried about somebody, but that person doesn't even care. Okay? So you might talk to your friend, and your friend says, "Arg, my ex is such a jerk. Did you see what he bought his new girlfriend on Insta?" Insta is short for Instagram, right? So this person's ex, her ex-boyfriend is such a jerk, meaning they broke up maybe a long time ago. "My ex is such a jerk. Did you see what he bought his girlfriend on Instagram?" And she's really worried about what her ex-boyfriend is doing. But her friend says, "Forget about him. He's not even thinking about you. Don't let him live rent-free in your head." So you're thinking about him all the time, but he's not thinking about you. He's living his life. So don't let him live rent-free in your head. Okay? Now, this is also common when people love sports or they care about athletes or famous people. Okay? This guy is called Max Verstappen. He is an F1 driver. And right now, he is the best in the world. He won 2 years in a row, and he's amazing. But a lot of people don't like him because he wins a lot, and some people think he's not very nice, blah, 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 blah. And so lots of people get angry at Max because he's winning again and again. So someone might say, ugh, I wish Max Verstappen would stop winning. He's too good. But your friend says, he's living rent-free in your head. So that means you're always thinking about Max. But does Max Verstappen care about Kyle? No, he doesn't even know that I exist. He doesn't know who I am. So he's living in my head, but he's not giving me any attention. He's not giving me any rent. So he's living rent-free in my head. I'm worried about him, but he's enjoying winning and being rich, right? He doesn't care about me. So this is a common phrase for talking about celebrities or sports people, stuff like that, okay? Now, let's look at one more of these slang phrases. Main character syndrome. This one's kind of funny. So main character syndrome, if you hear the word syndrome, it's some sort of sickness or maybe a problem with your mind. So this is not a real syndrome. You wouldn't go to a doctor and the doctor says, you have main character syndrome. That would not happen. Don't worry. But this is what people say when someone thinks they are the main character. So the main character in a book is the most important person, and the story is about them. They can do what they want because they're very important. So main character syndrome is when someone is a jerk. They're not a nice person. They do something mean. They think that they're the main character of a movie. So they think, oh, everyone should listen to me. Everyone should pay attention to me. They act like they're more important than others. So this is an important part. They do something where it helps them, but they don't care about all the people around them, which you can also say they are a narcissist. A narcissist is someone who loves themselves, okay? So you might say someone is a main character or they have main character syndrome. So you might have this conversation. Oh, geez, did you see how rude Robin was to that waiter? Maybe at the restaurant, Robin yelled at a waiter and said, "You idiot, my food is not hot enough." Geez, it's not his problem. Like, you don't need to yell at him. He's just trying to do his job. So, did you see how rude Robin was to that waiter? And then the friend says, she has a serious case of main character syndrome. So, a serious case of something means it's really bad. It's really intense. So, you could use this for other things. He has a serious case of blah, 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 some problem. So here, she has a serious case of main character syndrome. She loves herself too much. She doesn't treat other people nicely because she thinks she's too important. Okay? Hopefully, you don't know anyone like this. But maybe you do. Okay. Now, the next sentence. This is something I've seen on the internet before. Henry blocked traffic for 5 minutes so he could shoot a TikTok video. He thinks he's the main character. So this guy, he was trying to take a video and he blocked traffic for 5 minutes. So hundreds of people have to wait for him to make a video and he doesn't care about other people. So this is called main character syndrome. He thinks he's the main character. Pretty ridiculous, right? So, these are some of the popular slang. Now let's take a look at a couple examples of main character syndrome if you want. So main character syndrome might be someone who goes to Paris, France. This is on Reddit. There's a section called I'm the Main Character. And it's videos of people who think they are the main character. They don't care about others. They just do what they want. And it's kind of ridiculous. So this girl wants to make a video, and she's at the Eiffel Tower, and it looks like this. Pretty ridiculous, right? So she's doing a dance with this big thing in the middle of the street, blocking everybody. Here's another one. People are trying to take an airplane, and this girl is dancing on the airplane, making a TikTok video. And maybe she's bothering all the other people on the airplane. And so it says, why? Why are you doing this? And then there's another one. Let's see. People stopping the highway for a music video. So these guys, they stop traffic, they stop the cars just so they can make a music video to post it on Instagram or TikTok. So this is main character syndrome. So if you're interested in seeing these kinds of ridiculous people, go to I'm the main character on Reddit. It's pretty insane, right? So that's it for our popular English slang for now. Next up, we're going to take a look at some popular English acronyms. So letters that you can put together to say something on the internet. We'll keep that a secret and talk more about it next time, okay? So I hope you guys had a good time today. We learned a bunch of words. Let's go over them quick. We learned vibe, meaning an energy or feeling from something. This is, if you have to remember one of these words, remember vibe. People use this all the time. We also learned Choogy, meaning someone is trying to be cool, but maybe they're not. Or maybe they're trying to be cool in an old way. Like, oh, your clothes are from 15 years ago. It's not cool anymore. And suspicious. Someone's being a little bit creepy or doing something bad. Wow, that guy's pretty sus. I don't know if we can trust him. Then we talked about living rent-free, or someone is living rent-free in your head. That means you're worried about someone or something, but you shouldn't maybe, because that person doesn't care about you. And then we talked about main character syndrome, which is when someone thinks they are the main character in a movie. Oh, I'm so important, so who cares about everyone around me? And unfortunately, this is pretty common with everyone trying to make videos and become famous on the internet. They can be, not everyone, but some people can be a little bit rude when they try to make a Instagram video or a TikTok video. So we got to be careful about that. So let's stop there for today. Next time we can look at the English acronyms and see what those 5 mean and how to use them in a few different ways, okay? So if you see any other words or phrases you find tricky, please let me know. If you send me a message with the word or phrase you are confused by, I'll try my best to explain it and give you an example. Also, you can always go to urbandictionary.com to search some of these crazy phrases. Be careful though, Urban Dictionary has lots of bad words because bad words are part of slang, okay? The words we learned today are not bad words, but some slang can be considered rude, so you have to be a little bit careful. But I won't teach you those ones, okay? So let's stop here for today. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday night. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. So please let me know if you have any questions, and let me know your favorite slang word or phrase that you've learned. What's one that's really funny or weird, or one you see all the time, okay? So thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.